All right, welcome back. Sorry I haven't been uploading. I've been really busy building an app, iOS app. But anyway, we're going to get back into some object-oriented programming with Ruby. And in the last episode, I asked you guys to create a salad class, and now we're just going to go over that right now. So the first thing we do is we use the class keyword followed by the name of what our class should be. Then we're going to call the initialize method to sorry, I don't know why my text editor is farting, to set the instance variables, otherwise known as class attributes, of our class. So we're going to have our greens in the salad, we're going to have one topping, and we're going to have a meat. We're going to do add greens, do add topping, equals topping. We're going to do add meat equals meat. So every time we create a new class, a new instance of a class, the initialize method is called. So to create a class, you do the class name followed by .new, then you pass it the properties of the class. So greens, we want spinach. Topping, we're going to do olives. Meat, we're going to do bacon. Now, right now I can't access greens. I can't do at greens. I'm going to get an error, right? So these instance variables, they're only available inside of the class. And that's what we use assessor methods. I also like to call them getter methods just because it's getter than setter. So we use assessor methods. So normally I would make an assessor method for each one of the attributes of the class, but we don't need to do that right now. That's a little redundant. You'll get the point after doing it once. So we define a function. I'm just going to call it the name of the attribute I want to access, and then we're just going to return the instance variable. So Ruby has implicit return statements. So all you have to know is that when we call this method on on the instance of a salad, it evaluates to this attribute at greens. So I can do. So right now I can do. I'm running things in the console now, just because it's. I forgot to clear this. What is it? Control L. Yeah. Okay. So instead, I was pressing play before, and I was getting a bunch of errors, and I, for 16 videos, made you guys look at those. But we're not going to do that anymore. So we're just going to run things in the console. And to do that, you do Ruby, you do the file name, and then .rb, so the file extension. And you do that from the directory your file's in. See, we get spinach, so our code ran. All right. Now we want to go over setter methods. So when would you use a setter method? Well, let's say that we had a setter method. I'm sorry. Why am I brain farting? Let's say we wanted to change our salad, and I had a salad. It had spinach, but then I had bacon, but actually I want to go with hard-boiled eggs. I would use a setter method, and I would do set meat equals val. Oops. And I would do at meat equals val. And then I would do my salad. I would call the setter method set meat, and I would pass it what I want, which would be hard boiled eggs. Now we're actually going to go over the toString method. So a lot of classes will have a toString method, just to have a literal representation of the class and all of its attributes. It just makes things a little easier to debug. So in 2S, we're just going to return a string. You just describe the class and its attributes. So we'll do salad, we'll do greens, equals hashtag add greens, do what is the topping, hashtag topping, add topping, geez, I'm sorry, and then our meat, do hashtag brace, add meat, Then we can call our setter method after puts my salad dot 2s, and we get the string representation of our class. So originally we had our meat equal to bacon. Now our meat is equal to hard-boiled eggs. All right, so there's one more type of method we need to go over. So just a quick recap before we go over this. We have the initialize method, which every time an instance of a class is created, the initialize method is called. We have our assessor methods, which are used to access the instance variables of our class by returning them inside of that method. We have our setter methods, which allow us to set the attributes of our class after the class has originally been created. Then we have our 2s method, which just gives us the class name and all the attributes and their values of that class. Now, so an instance method is kind of like a miscellaneous group of methods for the class. They pretty much do whatever you want. So in this, we're going to have we're going to create an instance method, and we're going to call that define describe. We'll just call it describe, and it's going to do puts the Corey salad has at greens. Oh, alternatively, we can also call these methods within our class. Well, would I do self dot? Yeah, you can do, well, you can do the method name, but I like to do self just because it makes it more clear. So self dot method name, and then it also has hashtag at topping, and hashtag brace at meat. And we can, let me just get this out of here, get this out of here. We can do call my salad dot describe. Oh, is describe already a method name for the class? No, it's not. Okay, I thought it was. So what else could I do for an instance method? I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's just a miscellaneous method. When you're creating a class, instance methods are just anything else that you want anything else you want or need the class to do. I want to make a fancy instance method. Let me doing this on the fly, so bear with me. I'm going to do, this is actually, I don't know if this would count as a set or an instance method, but what we're going to do, set props, well, no, we'll do set attributes. We'll do set attributes. We're going to take in a hash. Can't remember if I went over hashes. So at meat equals hash meat. So at topping, I really should have done those in order. It's hash dot topping, and then at greens is hash dot greens. And actually, what we're going to do is we're going to do puts. Well, we got to do this beforehand. We're just going to print out a message puts setting meat to you got to do hash meat. And for each one of these, we will do. So this is kind of like a miscellaneous method, just because I'm setting stuff, but I'm also printing stuff out. So let me do topping. What we'll do greens. All right, here we need to make a little hash. What do we want our meat to be, fellas and ladies? Steak. We'll do greens equals lettuce, and we will do topping avocado. Oops, I did that wrong. So we will do my salad dot set attributes equals hash, and then we'll print my salad again. Well, we'll describe our salad. Actually, we'll use 2s this time, just to get a feel. Well, we need to put this out because 2s doesn't print, it just returns a string. We run our file again by typing ruby practice.rb. Oh, if you wonder how fast I did that, you just, when you're in the console, you hit on the up arrow, and that'll give you the last command you typed in. Okay, so originally we had our things here. The Corey salad has spinach, olives, and bacon. And then inside of our thing, our not our thing, our set attributes method, we're setting at meat to steak. We're setting, oh, I forgot to take out at meat, but anyway, you get the point. So this should be at topping to avocado, at greens to lettuce. Then we have our 2s method. We put that out to the screen and we get that. Boom, boom, boom. So quick review real quick. Assessor methods need to access the instance variables. Why do we need to access the instance variables? Because they're private. The initialized variable sets the attributes of the class and is called every time a new class is created. Setter methods are for setting the attributes of a class, changing them, rather. So instance methods are just miscellaneous methods. So we have the describe. We could do, I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff. It's just really hard with the salad example, I guess. Um, the instance methods are just whatever else you want to do is an instance method, basically. And those are public usually. Then we have the 2s method, which provides our class name followed by the attribute names and the properties those attributes hold. So we're going to take a break from classes right now, but we'll get back to them eventually. And in the next episode, we are going to go over some more flow control because I learned some new stuff and I'm very excited to show you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube podcast, Medium blog, and my cult. No, just kidding. I don't have a cult. But yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you.